What do you think of the Last of Us show? I liked it, but because I'm someone who played the first game so much that like I just see and hear the game in my head anytime they were doing anything in the show. And even though Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey did such a good job, I keep thinking that some of the scenes were worse than the game, even though they're not really worse, they're just different. But in my head, I just have the game ingrained in my brain that when some of the scenes were happening, I was tuning out and not really paying attention because I'm like, well, I know all of this that's happening. The only episode that really stood out to me was the third episode, and that's because they changed so much with it. And I'm like, for people who've played the game, I feel like I wish more of the show was kind of like that and not a beat for beat remake of the show as much as it was. But the show was made to try and get more people into that universe to play the game for people who hadn't played the game, so I understand why it exists the way it exists. But like, the last episode came out and it took me like a week to get around to watching it, which I guess isn't even that long, but like I wasn't excited about it. Stuff that was happening, I was like, oh, it's cool to see it in the show, but I feel like the game already did this and it did it better, so... Because you just have more options. You can make the environments however you want. You can get the actors to do more takes. You're not beholden to like studio lighting and things like that. Because gaming is just a completely different thing. I'm excited to see the second season. Every time I see Isabella, and I just realized it's Bella and Isabella who are playing Dina and Ellie. And it's so weird because they got Caitlin Dever to play Abby. And when the show was coming out, I was like, Caitlin Dever is just Ellie. Like whenever I saw her in anything before, like seeing her in Booksmart and some of the jokes she was making in that, which is a great movie, by the way. Some of the jokes she was making in that and the way she sounded, I was like, oh my God, she literally sounds she sounds and looks identical to Ellie. And I was shocked that she didn't get picked to play her in the show. But now she's playing Abby, and now my brain's going to be like, what the fuck? This is so weird. I can't not see you as Ellie. But every time I see the shots, like I've seen the behind the scenes shots of Bella and Isabella on the horse as Dina and Ellie, and I'm like, I'm sure they're going to do a great job, but just visually, I was like, you don't look the age that... Like, it doesn't look like there was a gap. The way Ellie looks in game 1 versus game 2 is a very big gap visually. And it's much harder to do that for the show. So she just still looks like season 1 Ellie. And I'm like, I'll have to wait and see because I don't want to judge just based on the visuals. But for me, I'm like, I can't not see that. So when I see them in the picture, I'm trying not to like shit on people who do this work and the season they're doing and everything, because I do think they're doing a great job. But they look really young going around on that horse, that it doesn't feel like they're the age they're supposed to be, because Bella's always had a younger look to her than her actual age. But season 2 is big. I think it'll give Bella Ramsey a chance to like really shine. But season 2 is big. I think it'll give Bella Ramsey a chance to like really shine. And some of those scenes are going to be really hard to do. So we'll see what happens. I am excited for it though.